Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's webinar on Escape the Crowds on 7 USA National Parks, Travel by Train with Amtrak Vacations. Okay, so before we get started on our webinar, I just wanted to let you know that you can download some flyers. There's 3 flyers for today's webinar that are downloadable, and they're all quite different, so please feel free to download the flyers as we go along. Now, if you have any questions as well, please ask the questions, put them in the box, and towards the end of the presentation, I'll be able to answer all those for you. Also, we have our phone numbers on the bottom of the screen, which is the 1300 number to get through to our sales consultants, and also our website, which is amtrakvacations.com.au. My name's Joanne Karaboykis, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here today with everyone. And I have my colleague that works with me here in Sydney. Her name is Charlene Wright. Charlene will be doing some of the webinar with me today. She's an absolute expert. She's been to the USA. She loves the USA rail system, and she'll be going through some packages with you as well. So what will we cover in today's presentation? First of all, yes, we will be covering the amazing 7 national parks that we feature in our itineraries throughout the USA. And all of these national parks can be visited by train as well. So we'll look also inside the private sleeping compartments of the train. So when you want to travel by train, you'll learn a little bit about the different sleeping compartments on board the train. Now, we will also touch on how Amtrak is changing due to the COVID-19. We'll also look at ways to customize your itinerary, and then we'll look at how Amtrak Vacations also operates, and some key features of the actual product and our services as well. So we are part of the Yankee Leisure Group family of brands. We'll first established 46 years ago in 1972. Then in 2007, Yankee Leisure Group was formed, and we were managing multiple brands. Now today we have 3 distinctive brands in the marketplace, and they are the Yankee Holidays brand, the Amtrak Vacations, and the Rail Bookers. Now you can see the 2 brochures on your screen. The Rail Vacations brochure with Amtrak Vacations. That brochure features predominantly the USA vacation packages, which is what we're covering today. It also has a little bit on Canada as well. The Rail Bookers brochure, now that brochure features the rest of the world. So you're going to be looking at packages in that brochure for the Europe, Canada, bit of America, Asia, Australia, and South Africa. Now all our brochures are in Australian dollars. So we do quote in Australian dollars for you as well. And also you can book us 24 months in advance. So the great thing about our product is that when you check our website, have a look at our packages, they're all customizable, they're all bookable 24 months in advance. They're all quoted in Australian dollars. And to get through to us, you just call the 1300 number and you will get through to us in 3 seconds. Now, we also have offices around the world, and this is quite important, especially when you are traveling, and to know that we have offices in the UK, we have offices here in Sydney, we have 2 offices in the USA, which is in California and in Beverly, Massachusetts. And we also have an office in Canada. So wherever you are around the world, we're not too far away. Whenever you need to contact us, we're only a phone call away as well. So why take the train? So you can see 2 pictures here on the screen. One is a coach touring idea, and the other one is the train option. Now, rail vacations offer so much flexibility. Whether you're traveling or visiting a major city, visiting one of the famous national parks in the USA, rail travel is an independent way to see places. You see places that you want to see at your own pace and at your own budget. You could take as much time as you like along the way. You can stop off at certain destinations for longer periods of time if you wish. And whilst on the train, you can get up, you can walk around, you can grab a coffee, meet other people. So whether you're a solo traveler, you're traveling with a friend or with a family, rail travel is the perfect option. Now, Amtrak Vacation System Map is a fantastic map. You can actually download this map also as you go along. Now, this map, once you do have it, you can have a look at all the different train lines that are operated by Amtrak within the USA. You can see that Chicago is the hub. So a lot of packages do commence out of Chicago. However, because we customize itineraries, you can actually start an itinerary wherever you like within America. So for example, if you wanted to start an itinerary in Los Angeles and go to the Grand Canyon, then all the way through to Chicago and then over through to New York, you can certainly do that as well. It's a great map. It's full of colors, different rail journeys you can do there, different routes that Amtrak operates within the USA. So how do we customize our itineraries? This is also a great way to show you how we customize. Now, Rails to the Grand Canyon is a very, very popular itinerary that we sell here in Australia. Now, this itinerary does include staying at the Maswick Lodge, but for example, if you were celebrating a special occasion and you wanted to upgrade to the El Tavar, which is a beautiful property right on the rim, has an amazing restaurant, you can do so. Also, on the actual itinerary, you might be traveling in coach class, we can upgrade to the sleeper cabins. Or if you want to upgrade and add on also some time in Los Angeles, you can do that as well. So with the itineraries, wherever you see them, you know, just let us know if you want to customize them in any way, and we can certainly do that for you. Now, we also have a maximum flexibility offer in place. Now, this is for either new reservations or existing reservations. Now, you can reschedule, change dates, move dates to a different time of travel, whether it's this year or next year, up to 5 days prior to departure. Now, once you could do that, you can do it up to 5 days prior to departure for travel whenever you wish, 24 months in advance. However, to not incur any changes or cancellation fees, you must do this before the 30th of September 2020. So before we step off the train and onto these beautiful open spaces that are found within the USA, I will just pass you on to Charlene now. Hi, Charlene, how are you going?
Good, thanks, Joanne. It's a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Charlene. And I'm going to pass it over to you now. I know that you've done a bit of rail travel within the USA and you would love to share some experiences and also some information to our lovely customers on our webinar today. I'll hand it over to you now.
Thank you so much, Joanne. And certainly it is an absolute pleasure to be here. And it's a passion of mine to travel by rail through the world and particularly the US. So America's national parks, even in these circumstances, they actually remain one of our most popular requests across the world. It actually allows you to step off the train and into these wide open spaces that these beautiful parks offer. So they are very scenic and lots of bucket list itineraries for so many people. So today I'm going to talk through just some of our best sellers out of the dozens of itineraries that we offer across the national parks. Now, firstly, we have a bucket list itinerary I'm particularly keen to go on. It's our Glacier National Park Express. It's a 10-day trip on board Amtrak from Chicago over through to Glacier National Park, and then it finishes up in Seattle. So the kickoff point is Chicago. You get to witness all the stunning architecture of the city for an amazing sightseeing cruise on the Chicago River. Then head over to Glacier National Park, which has some breathtaking sights and really stunning peaks and valleys and fresh air. And then Seattle, which is my favorite city on the West Coast, and it's brimming with amazing culture, history, and delicious seafood. So this itinerary is sure to delight. Now, obviously, the highlight is to visit the alpine scenery and the ancient forests of the Glacier National Park. They're all offered. You've got over 100 lakes there, 2 mountain ranges, and it's set over a million acres. So lots of wide open space to view hundreds of species of wildlife. It's a real true explorer's paradise. Now, once you arrive by rail to the park, you'll get to stay within the park and just a few steps away from the station. You'll get to explore the Two Medicine Valley by river river cruise there, and then you'll get a breathtaking big sky circle tour, and that goes along the Going to the Sun road, and you'll have free time, so you can cap off the day with a hike or a leisurely swim. You can take in all the sights just like you see here. So Logan's Pass, you've also got Lake McDonald, and you might also see some wildlife like our brown bears just up in the top there. As I mentioned, you do reach all of these destinations by Amtrak. So for this itinerary, we utilised the Empire Builder, and it's a train that goes from Chicago through Glacier National Park, and then it ends in Seattle or Portland. It's a very scenic journey, so it goes through mountains, fields, and coastline. As well as everything that I mentioned, you will have the chance to visit Seattle. So you'll get the Seattle Space Needle there. You get spectacular 360-degree views over the city. You also have the Chuhali Garden and Glass exhibit. So it's a great 10-day itinerary across those northern ranges of the USA, and it will allow you to do all those highlights at a very decent pace. Our next trip is a great one for those that are looking for a shorter bucket list itinerary. This is our Rail to the Grand Canyon package, which we mentioned earlier. It is a round trip 5-day journey out of Los Angeles and over to the South Rim. So you'll see one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. Now, the Grand Canyon has to be one of the world's most beloved attractions. It has all those magical colours and shapes carved out over millions of years. And it stretches 277 miles long, it's a mile deep, and it's 18 miles wide. So it really does dazzle everyone that visits it. And there's plenty to do in the national park. So you can go hiking, you can take a river trip, you can go on a helicopter ride for the aerial views above, as well as seeing all that wildlife. So it certainly brings to, make sure you bring your camera along. You get to snap all those highlights, and you can choose to be active and adventurous, or you can just enjoy the views from the Maswick Lodge and stay on the South Rim. So there is, as I said, lots to do and see, but the itinerary is going to have you boarding the Amtrak's Southwest Chief train. And it starts off in Los Angeles. You'll enjoy that picturesque scenery of the great American Southwest as you venture over to Arizona. And then what you'll do is you'll get on the Grand Canyon Railway, and this goes where no automobile has ever gone before. You get on board, you travel down into the Canyon South Rim for a guided tour of its many lovely sights, and the railway always gets really good reviews. So it's a scenic train, but on board you have entertainment as well. So they've got singers, they've got actors, and they've also got the tour guides, and it allows you to immerse yourself in the history and the culture of the region. Then once you get onto the South Rim, you get to spend another full day exploring everything in this amazing wonder. So lots to offer. It's got the historic village right there. You get to bask in the fresh mountain air and that gorgeous scenery. So as well as everything I mentioned, the tour does come with the hotel accommodation and 2 nights spent on board the Southwest Chief. Then you also have that Grand Canyon Freedom Tour of the South Rim. So no doubt this is going to be one trip that you'll be talking about for years to come. Our next trip is the Grand Tetons and Yellowstone rail journey, and this has been getting a lot of interest of late. It combines 2 of America's grandest national parks in one adventure. It's a 7-day journey. It starts off in Chicago, heads over to Salt Lake City, the nearby Jackson Hole, where you'll get to experience these 2 national treasures, and that's where it really begins. So you have the Grand Tetons in Wyoming, and it offers an opportunity to see some really spectacular wildlife. So you'll have the opportunity to see things like bears, elk, as well as some wild birds. And then you've got Yellowstone, and this is really well known for its natural wonders and its scenery. As you can see here, these beautiful waterfalls and valleys. So it is America's oldest and largest national park. And Yellowstone is full of geothermal activity as well. So you have the Old Faithful Geyser, a lot of people know about this, and the hot springs. It has plenty of opportunities there to go hiking. You can go kayaking, fishing and skiing. Great place to visit throughout the year. So you can go it alone in the park, or you can take a scenic tour to view the wildlife, like the bison you can see here, or join one of many ranger-led activities. To reach Yellowstone, we use the Amtrak California Zephyr service, and this travels overnight between Chicago and Salt Lake City. Really scenic route, and it continues on into San Francisco. So you can add that to your itinerary if you wish to fly home or maybe travel on from beyond there. And to give you a little bit more freedom to explore, what we do is we offer a 5-day car rental. That's from Salt Lake City, and it really gives you the chance to see these 2 national parks, everything that they have to offer, and to do it in your own pace. Also, you'll get the hotel accommodations included and the sightseeing tours of both the Grand Teton and Yellowstone National Park. Our next itinerary is the Rocky Mountains to Yosemite, and it kicks off in Denver, very close to the Rocky Mountains there. You'll have the range with 2 days to get in tune with that natural world. Then it travels on through to Salt Lake City. You'll have the opportunity to learn all about its fascinating history, I should say, and then over to San Francisco, where you get to explore Yosemite. And the 8-day journey offers some amazing views and breathtaking scenery throughout there. Of course, the real highlight of this itinerary is Yosemite. So it has those soaring cliffs and the tumbling waterfalls, and there are plenty of outdoor activities to be had. So you can go rock climbing, you could go horse riding, or river rafting, and if you're not adventurous, take one of the tours as well. Also, another great reason to go to Yosemite is lots of wildlife. So you get to see things like deer, you get black bears, coyotes, falcons, and eagles. Stunning highlights. They can all be seen on a sightseeing tour, or you can take part in some naturalist strolls or some stargazing tours. The itinerary really is well paced, so it does allow you to see the best of both the Rocky Mountains and Yosemite on the included sightseeing tours. And it also includes a tour of Salt Lake City and a very special dinner at the Roof Restaurant in Salt Lake as well to cap it all off. Now, if you are looking for that untamed Wild West, this really is a great itinerary. It's our Grand National Parks of the Southwest, and it visits Bryce and Zion to the Grand Canyon over 9 days. So it's a round trip from Chicago. You'll get to immerse yourself in all the mysterious, very soul-stirring geography of the Grand Junction, Arches and Canyonlands, the Capitol Reef, Zion, Lake Powell, and the Grand Canyon as well. Now, first off, you have Bryce Canyon, and as you can see, they have some incredible formations. There's spires of limestone and they jut up out of the terrain. So you get to stroll along the rim of the canyon. You can go on a scenic drive to Rainbow Point. It has a range of elevations through the park. So it makes three very different sceneries there, and you have the unique forest area that I highly recommend visiting. And then you have Zion in the southwest corner of Utah. Lots of stunning sandstone canyons here, and they're painted in these really beautiful pink, red, and tan colors. So you can take a scenic drive for some breathtaking panoramic views. They've got the collared canyons there. You get to see the tranquil and soaring stretches of the Navajo sandstone lands. And then Arches National Park. Well, it's really best known for its impressive collection of natural sandstone arches, and these rise hundreds of feet above the desert floor. So it's a real favourite with the photographers. I would highly recommend visit timed to view the spectacular sunset. And then you have Canyonlands, and these have been carved out by the winding Colorado River. It has 4 very distinct districts. You have the river there, the island in the sky, the needles, and the maze. And all of these, they're different in colour, in scenery, plant and animal life. So well worth exploring all of these. You can do it by foot, horseback, mountain bike, or by 4-wheel drive. Now, the itinerary, as you can see, it does feature a lot of dazzling views everywhere you look, and you could spend a lifetime exploring all the regions and still have something to discover that's new and exciting each time. And we include the sightseeing tours to all these national parks on the itinerary, as well as a sightseeing tour to the Grand Canyon and that Grand Canyon Railway included as well. It is gorgeous year round, so it really is your opportunity to experience what millions of other travellers from around the world get to see each year. Now, as you can see, there really are so many national parks to visit. Many of our customers travelling from Australia do try to combine as many on a journey as possible. Therefore, we have a few options available, and one of these is our 13-day Grand National Parks with Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon. It's a round trip that goes to and from Chicago, so you get to visit Yellowstone, Yosemite, and the Grand Canyon. Each of them have a sightseeing tour. You'll also have a sightseeing tour in Los Angeles and dinner at the Roof Restaurant whilst you're in Salt Lake City. And another one of our great multi-park itineraries is the Grand National Parks with Grand Canyon, Yosemite, and Glacier National Park over 8 days. So here you get the chance to see those green pine forests, lots of stony mountains, desert, and wildlife in all one very scenic journey. You'll have sightseeing all in those 3 national parks. You'll also have a San Francisco city tour included. You'll have admission to the Space Needle in Seattle and the round trip on the thrilling Grand Canyon Railway. So these itineraries, they're really just the tip of the iceberg of what we offer in the US. It's got some beautiful national parks, so well worth checking out the Amtrak Vacations website for our range. Or you can also speak to one of our experts on the phone. Our reservation staff do sit there and wait for your calls, and they're able to actually tailor make your next US National Parks holiday. Excellent, so I have covered off. So I'm going to hand you back to Joanne now, and I'm sure she's got plenty more to tell you about all these wonderful Amtrak trains.
Oh, thank you, Charlene. I just want to go. They're just beautiful itineraries. I couldn't pick which one. I think out of the 7, they are all absolutely amazing. Thanks again for doing such a great job there. So now I'd like to know, what destinations are we all thinking about? I've got quite a few people on our webinar today. Would love to know what destinations you're looking at and going to think about going to it. Or I know that at the moment we're doing a lot of research, we're looking at different options, and I think going to national parks is a great idea. It's a great option. It's open spaces, and it's something that we're all looking at the moment as well. So look, we've got a few people that are putting in ideas now, and that's fantastic. We've got someone who's just saying that they would love to go to a national park at the moment because it is open spaces, and that's fantastic. And that's exactly what it's all about, isn't it? It's about, just not doing so many cities at one time, but maybe just going out for big walks and really enjoying yourself and enjoying that beautiful mountain air, having a look at the wildlife, having a look at taking lots of photos and lots of great memories on your next trip. So that's fantastic. So what we'll do now, we'll go into some frequently asked questions. So we've got some people who are already asking some questions online, so that's fantastic. But what I'll do is also go through a few bits and pieces of some questions that we're getting asked relatively often, and that might answer some questions for you all as well. So we are getting asked about maintaining a safe environment, and we are definitely maintaining a safe environment at these times. By using facial coverings in the stations and on board the trains. We're also enhancing cleaning protocols throughout. Our equipment is frequently cleaned, sanitized very frequently. Cashless and contactless is also being utilized at the moment, and social distancing. We've got posters and floor stickers as well. Now, our trains are running about 50% capacity at the moment, and this is to ensure there is distancing. So on board the train, you can see that this is coach class. You can see there is distancing on board the trains. What the trains are great. They're with coach class, you can see the seats are reclining. There's great storage there for luggage above the seat. There's a dining car option as well for you, so you can purchase meals on board. There's a sightseeing lounge car, and the sightseeing lounge car is accessible by anybody on board the train. But you can also bring your own snacks and food on board, but you can see how comfortable coach class is there. You can also upgrade to accommodations with privacy doors. So these are our roomettes, and you can see they sit 2 people. They are converted to a sleeping quarters at night. You also get dining options and on board, and and meals are delivered directly to you as well when you have a private sleeper. The roomettes do convert to beds at night time. They've got a bottom bunk and a top bunk. So during the day, you can see the seats are very comfortable. They're quite big seats as well. You've got beautiful windows to look out of. Climate controls. You've got a small closet. Probably not big enough to put a big suitcase in, but I always recommend to take an overnight bag. You've got a fold-down table, so you can have something to eat, grab a coffee, and easily, have that in your roomette. The restrooms and showers are accessible down the hallway, and they are private. You've also got bed linen, fresh bed linen when you're there on board, and all meals are included. So that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included. These are our sleeper bedrooms. You can see they're a lot larger. They've got the couch-style seat on one side and a comfortable seat on the other side. Now at night time, you've got the fold-down bed on top, so you've got a bottom bunk and a top bunk. These are quite different because they do have the in-room sink, vanity, enclosed toilet and shower, bed linen, and all your meals once again are included. So you've got breakfast, lunch, and dinner included, but you do have the internal showers and shower and toilet inside as well. And food on board Amtrak is fabulous. You get a choice of meals. You can have like a pasta at night time, or you could have the steak and the vegetables. Dessert is also included. So you get breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, and it's all nicely prepared. It's all freshly prepared as well. So yeah, it's a great selection of food as well. So don't forget that you can download this map. It's a great map of the USA Amtrak rail network. You can see all the colors there. So when you are planning your next holiday, you can see the names of the trains, the California Zephyr, the Southwest Chief. They're all there, and you can see the distances that they travel, where they originate from, where they end, where the stops are in between. So now it's question time, and I've got quite a few questions that have come through, which is absolutely fantastic. The first question I've got regards, do we sell other destinations? And the answer to that is yes. So we have the other brand, Rail Bookers, and Rail Bookers covers the world. And if you are looking for a package or a holiday, maybe within Europe or Australia, New Zealand, Canada, we feature those packages on our websites as well, and we have brochures for those as well. But yes, we do sell the world. When it comes to rail travel, we could package up any country, any destination for you, and even multi-destination. So if you are looking at doing, the USA and maybe heading into Canada as well, we can do that for you at the same time. I've got another question regarding the itineraries and the length of stay. Now, there is no minimum or maximum stay, so you can book our packages depending on the length of time that you want to be away. But if you just want to do one rail sector with some accommodation, a few sightseeing tours, that's absolutely fine. So you might just do like a 4 or 5 day getaway, or you do a 3-day getaway, for example. But you can even do a 20-day getaway if you wish. So there's no minimum or maximum length of stay. So, but you do need to include a rail component, of course, as well. Another question is if we quote in Australian dollars for the USA. Yes, we do. All our packages are quoted in Australian dollars. So that's a great question. So there's no, mucking around if you're looking on for different products with different currencies, different accommodations. We do piece together the itineraries, we customize the itineraries, put them together, and they're all in Australian dollars. And yep, Another great question, if we have an office in Sydney and a call centre in Sydney, yes, we do. We have our trained sales agents who are here in Sydney. So when you do call us, you'll get through to one of our professional sales agents and they'll be able to provide the quote for you over the phone. We do quote while you wait, so that's excellent as well. So we don't take too long. We'll put it all together for you and we'll quote the itinerary the same day as well. Thank you so much for all those questions. There's a few other questions I see, but they are specific to different itineraries and specific places to go to. But we'll get in touch and we'll give you a call and we'll go through the itineraries with you over the phone, and that way we can gather more information and put it together for you. Excellent. Thank you so much for that. We do have up and coming webinars as well. So our next webinar will be on the 23rd of June. Hopefully you can make it to that one as well. We'd love to have you join us again. It's going to be on the greatest train journeys on Earth with rail bookers. So we'll be featuring a bit more of the world, a bit of variation in itineraries, which will be fantastic as well. This is a great photo. This is all my colleagues, all our teams are worldwide. Working from their homes remotely. We're all here to assist you with any inquiry you have. So when you're ready, we're ready. Don't hesitate to give us a call. Let us know, any specific destination that you have in mind, and we'll assist you with that booking as well. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to run through these great itineraries with you. Thank you again, and don't forget to give us a call. The numbers are there for you. Download those flyers, maybe jump on our website, even contact your local travel advisor. So if you do want to go through a travel agent, please feel free to do that, and then we'll be speaking to the travel agent later on down the track as well. So once again, all the best, and we look forward to speaking to you again one day. Thanks again. Bye for now.